I want you to do well. I want you to have a great life. I love you, but we cannot see a way that you can live under this roof if you're going to fundamentally go against the grain of our beliefs.
I'd like to know, how did you approach the role religion has in this topic, because you said you didn't want to demonize it, but it's hard to erase it from the equation, because you seem to think these parents are choosing their faith over their son's happiness.
Yeah, well, you know, I think the really important thing for me was not to say that God was on trial. You know, that it was the interpretation of Scripture and the use of that to push an agenda by people on earth, and in this case the minister and the people in the community and the therapist who really adhere to every single word of the Bible in that Baptist faith, to say if there's a passage that says that two men being together is an abomination, then we reject out and out homosexuality, and that we say that you are sinful, and you know, so in one hand we are demonizing the interpretation of that aspect of that religion, but not the religion itself. Because, and you know, there's more phrases in the movie where people talk about being able to keep two ideas in each hand, keep science together with faith. And the idea that Nicole's character and Lucas's character still have faith, they still have a relationship with God. I think one of the big shame for people who are wrestling with accepting other people who are gay or themselves as homosexual have to feel this choice that they need to make. Do I have to let go of God in order to be who I am, or do I need to reject my friends so that I can keep God? I truly believe that you can have your cake and eat it too, right? There are ministries that are accepting, and I think love is the way forward.
When I watched this film, I thought it would be so great that the people that wouldn't want to see it would go to see it. So I'd like to know if you thought about it when you were doing the movie, that the audience that should have this film wouldn't want to go this.
Yeah. Well, it's a great question, and actually at a few Q&As that we've had with a big audience, I say to people, look, if you have an idea for how to get the wrong people to see the movie, like, tell us, like tweet us or write us on Instagram or Twitter, because you're right. I mean, a piece of cinema is the people lining up for the tickets are the people who don't need their mind changed. They don't need a change of opinion. But the film has a certain safeness to it in terms of religion, in terms of not villainizing people, that I think it's a safe place for even like devout Christians to go. And certainly many have written to us, you know, on Twitter and said, you know, I have deep faith in my life and I went and saw this film, and I think everybody should see this film. It's harder to get them to see it. I don't know exactly how. I think maybe it'd be easier to get them to see it if you really were vicious about them, because then people are like, I'm going to see this movie, so you know, what are you going to say about me? But you know, who knows? It's tough. It's preaching to the converted is what cinema does, sadly.
And I also like to know your opinion about how Hollywood is making these steps towards more diverse stories, introducing diverse characters, but don't you think it's still like a little bit slow, because big blockbusters like Marvel movies or Fantastic Beasts say that they have diverse characters, but they don't address it in the film, only on interviews or in the production notes. So is it really going towards a more diverse Hollywood, or are we still a bit afraid of making it?
I think change is very slow, and I think people, I don't think so. I mean, look, it's you know, there's something to be said about the fact that Boy Raised Call Me By Your Name, Love Simon. If you look on certain streaming platforms or websites, when it says genre, it says LGBTQ. It's not a genre. It just happens that a central character is of the LGBTQ community. Love Simon is a romantic comedy. Boy Erased is a drama. Miseducation of Cameron Post is a dramedy. They have their own stamp. They also happen to be an LGBTQ thrust story, but they shouldn't be classified as such. Representation in front of the camera and behind the camera is definitely got a long way to go. And same with gender balance, obviously, in cinema. There's nothing bad about it being in the press. There's nothing bad about people like vigilantly talking about it at festivals, because there's the more of an echo of voices there are around any subject, the more of a chance things have to change. And the best thing that can be done is people being inspired by certain stories in order to tell them. So, you know, I feel incredibly privileged. You know, like, I'm a white middle-class Australian straight cis male. You know, like but for some reason I've become obsessed with the concept and theme of injustice, which is born, I think, more deeply because of a movie, Loving, that I did, and has a direct line to Boy Erased. You know, I think representation is a very important topic. Studios should get together. They should have representatives that have a body that get together and just go. Because you know what? If you're making a movie and you're a studio and you have like a wonderful experience making it, and then you go to promote it, you're sitting opposite people who are helping you promote the movie, and they go, why did you choose to do it this way? Or why didn't you think about this? It's like, if you're gonna leave a sour taste in your mouth at the end of the day, like, think about it early. Do it early. Get ahead of it, you know? Definitely.
Tell me the truth, that's all.
I think about men. I don't know why. And I'm so sorry.
Your parents signed you up for a program to fix you, but here you are.